Hi, I'm Ryan from Revoltio Risk Management. In this short clip, I'm going to be sharing key information about key conditions that we normally pick up under the short-term insurance policy wording or policy schedule, namely being exclusion, exception, and extensions. Let's start with exclusions. Exclusions means there's no cover. So it's a condition that go further and above to stipulate that we do not include this and that when it comes to cover. It could be an occurrence, it could be a circumstances, it could be an item, it could be a property then itself, that the insurer goes further and above to stipulate that we do not cover this thing. Then what else? Then exception means that we may override what is normally regarded as a basic cover. So there's a permissive exception, there's a restrictive exception. Restrictive meaning that they might go and put restrictions and the over and above end up not covering certain things. An example of a restrictive exception might be that you do have theft cover, but however, we do not cover you if ever there's no visible signs of forced entry. So meaning if anything was stolen in your premises, there must be visible signs of forced entry, except if only there isn't one, then this theft cover doesn't apply. That's a restrictive exception that override a basic cover such as theft. Whereas a permissive exception might come to include cover for certain things that were normally not covered. Think of public liability. As someone comes into your premises, get hurt, and then they're suing you, and then you claim under public liability, and then they get compensated for injuries. But now there might be an exception of a particular condition under that cover that goes above and says we may also include any damage to their property, meaning they had a handbag or they had a specific item that they were holding with them by the time they suffered a loss and that thing was damaged. So even though that particular thing was not covered either by their policy schedule or yours, then there might be now a permissive exception to come and put a certain cover to that. The last one being extensions. Extensions meaning extending to add cover on certain things that were not normally covered by the basic insurance cover. This can be like things such as limits, territories, geographical areas. Let's make a simple example that under your insurance cover for your motor, you're covered for any losses that you normally covered for on your comprehensive cover in South Africa. But should it happen that you suffer a loss out of South Africa, there might be an extension that can say we also extend to include cover for the same comprehensive cover that you have in neighboring countries, particularly in the SADC region such as Botswana, Namibia, you name them. So that is an extension that is adding over and above what you normally covered for. But this video does not necessarily constitute as an advice or recommendation, just a disclaimer so that we can put it there. Follow us for more information. Thank you.